Is this thing on? And
Can you hear all that noise?
what, the crackle?
No, all the vuvuzelas.
No. Why are they doing that? No.
Because it's 8 o'clock, Kimberly. You're supposed to be clapping for your frontline workers.
I don't do
Have you
that.
never done that? You don't do that. You're
I live
ungrateful.
in Melkbos. What's going on here? Nothing. Fuck all. Okay.
Well, you don't know. Maybe a lot.
We are live.
Oh, all right.
Hello,
everyone. I'm Becca.
and I'm Kim, and we are Hatstand Productions. Gotta work on that. It's too fucking slow.
Okay. Welcome to another edition of So When Are You Going to Get a Real Job? We are very excited to have you. Oh, we should probably mention today's category is glitter. We hope that you have, I don't know why you're showing your boobs. We hope that you have something glittery on so that you can join our virtual party. Thanks for joining us, and we're very excited to have you, and we're even more excited to host our wonderful guest. I just want to share, I'm going off script, Kimberly.
Fine,
I just want to share, last week, we got some really lovely feedback from our first live show, and we really appreciate it, so keep it coming. But I would like to share, someone mentioned that they felt like this was a coffee date with a friend, like a little catch-up, and I really loved that. I think
ridiculous, it's not at all.
Well, it's not at all, obviously. But
we're not having coffee with you at all.
No, we're not at all. But I love that we can make you feel like kind of normal for the next hour. So let's try and be normal. That's our weird self. Right?
You can try.
We can try. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good advice coming from us.
No. We just want to say before we get started, we are obviously relying on Wi-Fi and or data. So there might be some technical issues that are obviously beyond our control. So if there is a problem or someone gets disconnected, you can just give us a few seconds and we will rectify that. Okay, that's it. Okay. Kimberly, take it away.
Take it away. All right. I should get a trumpet.
Yeah.
Guest tonight started his humble beginnings in the coastal town of Port Elizabeth, where he fell head over heels in love with the performing arts. This PE boy with stars in his eyes took to the stage and screen in Mnet's reality show High School Musical Spotlight South Africa, making it all the way to the top 20. But was that enough for our guest? No. The theatre bug had bitten, and now he was infected. He packed his bags and set sail for the Waterfront Theatre School in Cape Town, where this young, raw, talented little caterpillar grew into a beautiful showbiz butterfly.
Ooh.
When he graduated, his step ball changed right out of the front door and into the Fugard Theatre's award-winning production of Rocky Horror Picture Show, where, once again, he proved that he had the stuff, performing not only in the ensemble, but taking to the stage as Rocky and Brad, respectively, during the show's 18-month sold-out run. And then he landed the role of Zebulon. I googled the name and then I have forgotten how to say it. Zebulon in Peter Turin's production of Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, which allowed him to perform here in South Africa, but also to travel abroad as a member of the international touring cast. Most recently, you would have seen him strut the Fugard stage as a beautiful angel in South Africa's premiere and now Fleur de Cap winning production of Kinky Boots. Mazel tov.
Woo!
But not only is our guest a talented musical theatre performer, he is also an exceptional solo vocalist, performing as a lead singer for Madame Zingara's Celebration Tour and captivating audiences from around the world on board a German cruise liner. You've seen him on the South African stage. You've seen him on Instagram preaching the gospel of Britney Spears. And now, here he is, Emile Doubel.
Woo!
You can come now, Emile.
Hi there. Hi. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. What a way.
When are you going to get a real job?
It's that daunting question we always get asked at like the family Christmas lunch. And you're like, oh, let me just take a sip of water.
Do you get asked that? Like, do you genuinely get asked that?
I did right in the very beginning when it was still like, you know, a hobby, when it was like that Amdram Port Elizabeth, you know, theatre production. You know, my mom would be like, so is this, you know, for real?
Is this it? Is this the thing you want to
like,
do?
Yeah, yes. But I mean, to me, like, what is a real job? What our job is real.
True.
Totally.
What is real?
Totally.
What is real?
What even is real? Actually?
Look at our reality right now. This is real.
Yeah.
Black Mirror.
Bizarre times. Sorry, I just want to backtrack a little bit. Kimby, in your wonderful intro that you so lovingly wrote for our guest, did you mention that he was in an Afrikaans band?
No, because I thought we need to talk about that more in detail.
Yeah. I do want to go a little bit in detail with this, please. Emile, do you elaborate on this wonderful weird fact?
Yes, I used to be a part of an Afrikaans pop band called Cyclus. Just before I left for the center stage boy band Escape. So yeah, we even recorded a full-length studio album.
Where is it?
It's in my archives, in my laptop.
You must give
there is a
Is
music video
on
on YouTube though. There is a music video on YouTube, and I love to use it as my party. It's like my party trick. If we get a bit drunk, I'm like, guys, you need to see what I used to do back in the day. And it's there. And yeah, I'm as thin as a stick. But
if you're using it as a party trick, it can't be that embarrassing.
That I said when I'm drunk. Party trick.
Right.
It's not in my CV.
No. Noticed.
It was part of the stepping stones, and for that I'm extremely grateful. But it's not. Yeah. I was the baby.
No, you didn't tell us for a reason, but luckily I keep these things.
No, I know, but you and I go that far back. That's the problem. We go that far. You know all my hidden secrets.
I do indeed, but we won't share them tonight, unfortunately. No. That's for a different kind of chat show.
That's for the after party.
Exactly.
On Untucked.
Exactly, Untucked.
Yes.
So let's just dive right into this. So obviously in the planning of the session, Kim and I chat a bit and we discussed what we want to ask, and we both thought that this was quite an interesting question. You're very different to who our first guest was, Garth, who obviously he wears lots of different hats. But you, Emile Doubel, everyone knows Emile Doubel is a performer. Like, that's just who you are, right? Yeah. So now, obviously, during lockdown, you can't be the one thing that we see you as and you see yourself as. Do you feel like you've kind of lost, I don't know, your identity, I guess, during this weird time? Because, I mean, it's so much part of who you are as a person. I'm just interested to find out, do you feel like a sense of lost identity?
Look, I'm not going to say I feel lost. I do. It is a trying time for all of us, but the performer inside of me is still always going to be there. And like, if anything, this time is just giving me a bit of perspective to step back and see what else is there that I could possibly offer as still Emile the performer. And, you know, there's that brings up like so many other avenues. Like you see all these artists now going online and like doing virtual shows. The one thing I've been so intrigued about is like makeup. So like doing online makeup tutorials or something, but like it's stuff I still need to learn because I've, you know, only recently gone into that kind of field. Even with drag artistry, the performing will never die out. That will always be burning inside of me. But this time has definitely given me, that perspective of like having to sit back, relax, and go, okay, what is there that I can still do to keep myself occupied, so that it doesn't, you know, get into that kind of mundane. What am I going to do? You know, everything has gone to beep.
Has it given you a fright? Like, has it kind of made
definitely?
You
Oh yes, because I was in Germany performing abroad when this all went down, and firstly I thought I was going to be stuck there. I didn't think our borders were going to be open. I was like, what do I do stuck in a different country, first of all? And then coming back here and being in the comfort of my own home, like the first couple of weeks were fine. And now I'm going, ooh, the months are, trailing by, and like I have rent to pay, I've got expenses. And because I've got no work coming in, it's a daunting like experience. And I don't wish it upon anyone, but we're all in this boat. And I'm just praying that, somehow, some way we can, just come together and support one another where we can. So like if I do end up deciding I would like to like do a live performance of, who knows, if it's drag, makeup, or a cover show, I would hope and pray that, my peers would, support. But when that time does come, I mean, of course, all things as they should be, but we're still fine for now.
Do you feel as an artist, do you feel during this time more connected to people or less connected to people?
How so much more so much more connected. I've loved that about this. Like I'm talking to people that I haven't spoken to in almost 2-3 years. And like, Becca and I have a mutual friend, Sam Engler in London, who every now and then I'll FaceTime with her, but now it's like almost on the regular. And it's really nice to be able to like, be in touch with the people that are still so near and far, like my mom and them, my sister, friends who I made on the ship and on tour. Like we really are. There's a lot more communication, and I like that.
Yeah. I feel like this time people are reaching out more because
and we're forced to do it. It's the only other way because we're not able to see each other in person. So
and it's actually interesting because as like before this hit, I hated to phone people. It was like my worst fear to talk to people on the phone. Do you know what I mean? And now
me too.
I want to phone you rather because then I can actually like connect with you. Texting is just like throwing me off. I hate it.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
You've phoned me like 7 billion times this lockdown.
I phone you all the time because I start sending a voice note. Firstly, I start texting a message and I go, no, I have too much to say. And then I start voice noting you and then it goes to like 5 minutes and I think, no,
and now you have this wonderful venture, so you have to be in touch with each other. So
exactly.
All the time.
Worst decision of my life.
2 hours every day of Zoom.
No, I love what you guys are doing. It's really, really great.
Thank you. Okay, but back to you. Don't make this about us. Okay, so you briefly mentioned that you were in Germany when you heard that lockdown was going down. What were your initial thoughts? Were you like completely freaked out? What was your kind of like game plan in your head of firstly how you were going to get home, and also how were you feeling about the ending of that specific contract that you were on?
It was bittersweet. Hey, like I'd gotten there like 2 weeks prior to the opening night because I had started to rehearse myself in with the other guys. And I mean, we only performed 8 shows, so it was still very fresh. And I just started, forming a bond with the boys, and with Dirk and Knut who run Malenti's Theatre Palace. And I just saw today that they are allowed to open at the end of this month, but because they can't run to full capacity, they'll only run, I think, at the end of July, it said. So it was scary, but we didn't think it would hit us because the venue that they have is a lot smaller than the usual theatre. So we thought, it won't hit us, we'll be fine, because all the big theatres were closing, like anything over 100. And then like, by the 6th show, there were still talks of like, okay, this is closing down, that's closing down. And then literally on that 8th show, it was a Thursday night, like we were still halfway through makeup and he goes, guys, I just have to let you know this will be the last show. And I stood there and I went, what? Like, because then also in your mind you're going, that means I don't get my full paycheck. That means I don't finish my my run. Like everything I do, I plan because I'm like, this is how much I make and this is how much I will save and this is how much I will go towards expenditure. And it was a big shock. And I then went back to my Airbnb and I was Googling because I was like, what's happening in South Africa? I saw producers were still running. I saw the production of the Fuga was still running. So I was like, okay, so things are still fine in South Africa. Germany was slowly going into their lockdown. I was like, well, I should maybe get home in case something goes down, because first of all, I can't survive here with my South African rand, blessed. But and they were incredible. They got me on the first flight home. And,
sweet.
And as soon as I got here, I went from quarantined straight into this lockdown. So I've been at this for, I've lost track of count. But yeah,
crazy.
It's insane. It's really, and it's really sad to see how it's hit our industry so hard. Like Cock Bay,
I saw that today. So sad.
Cock Bay Theatre, I'm so heartbroken for Vanessa and Ashley, because that venue alone, I had so many good nights there. And
it's a gorgeous.
It's sad that the government has not stepped in and actually done something for our department and our industry. It's really, really, really sad.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I think we'll get there eventually. I have heard of 1 or 2 people reaping the benefits of the whatever they're doing, but hopefully it will get there.
It's also scary. Sorry, for how long though? Do you know what I mean? It's like
it's
like you said
you don't know
earlier,
when there's an end date.
You put yourself on hold, and it feels nice at first because you think, okay, this is a moment for me to step back and just see what's, plan ahead, take a moment, take stock of what's working, what's not, emotionally, work-wise, all of that.
Yeah.
But then it's like, for how long do you hold back? For how long do you hold on to like a theater? How long do you hold on to a theater that you can't, that is financially struggling?
Yeah.
How long? At what point do you make a decision? It's
makes it
very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it goes back to your body of work. I mean, if you believe that your body of work is something that you want to invest in, then obviously you're going to keep it going no matter where the building is. If it has
100%. Oh no, and I'm sure they will do that. I'm sure they're going to continue to do. Yes.
It just obviously is, very sad, and the end of that era, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, so Emile, obviously you briefly touched on the fact that you were in quarantine, you came back and it was lockdown. I want to touch on the fact that you are doing lockdown completely alone. You don't even have your roommate, you don't have any family, you don't have a partner. What? How? What?
Yeah, please.
Speak.
On my ace. They say I'd rather travel alone than with bad company. And it's true. It really is true. But I'm keeping myself really busy. Like, there's incredible online classes through an app called Skillshare that I've been doing stuff through.
Oh, yeah?
Like social media marketing. I'm really interested in that. Like I said, I've been, honing up on my makeup skills slowly but surely, just doing things. And then there's also days where I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do nothing and just binge watch Netflix all day. And that's literally how I've survived, because no one has gone through this, so there's no explanation or no guidebook to say how we should be. All these people are like, you have to stay busy. I'm like, you do you.
Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just can't.
You really can't. So I'm just day by day. Literally, I'm taking it day by day. And the communication helps. Like? So being able to talk to people really, really helps. Well, I was getting ready for this. Today was all about the headset. I was nervous.
Okay.
I was so nervous. I've never done something like this before. Never.
It feels like performing.
I mean, it does, but also because you can't actually sit back and edit it. Like, at least with Instagram stories and where I do this kind of thing, I can still look back at it and go, okay, is this, am I happy with it? We're like, now it's like, it's all out there, it's raw.
Yeah.
It's true.
I must say though that I really appreciate the fact that there is something to look forward to on a Wednesday night for me. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool. I know that on Wednesday at 8 p.m. I'm going live, and it's just like, it's something exciting. It feels like I'm going out to the theater, even if we're just
I love
a really chilled chat.
I think you guys have a really, really good thing going here.
Stop complimenting us.
Yeah.
Stop
for
it.
real.
Stop. Stop. I actually thought that yesterday was today. I had this moment where I went to bed and I just lay down and I was like, oh my God, I missed the interview and no one told me. I feel like I'm living in a dream.
I would have blasted up your phone. I would have been like, hi.
Where are you?
I wouldn't have known how to go live without you, I don't think.
I know, it's so stupid, but I was like, oh no.
Feels like I'm living in a dream.
Yeah.
Yes, she's
I'm the captain.
Yeah.
Okay, you're the captain of this ship.
Look at me, I'm the captain now.
I'm living.
Okay. So, Neely, tell us, this is something completely random, but tell us what your best comfort meal has been during lockdown.
Woo, girl. I just finished it actually today.
Yeah.
The Woolworths Tin Roof ice cream.
Oh, nice. Okay,
it's
you're going
something
sweet
cold.
there.
Yeah, that's a very interesting twist. I wasn't expecting that.
I've been sparing you say that, and I've recently, because I love to cook, okay, and I can cook. Like my mom taught me how to cook, and I know how to cook.
Good try.
Yeah, good try. So I was like,
my mom,
yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna try baking. So I did, and I've done like I found a really great brownie recipe, which I've mastered. So it was that with a tin roof, but now the brownies are gone and I'm out of cocoa powder. I'm like, it's just a tin roof. So I was like, today I was sitting there like one of those papa girls in a romantic comedy eating.
Yeah.
Don't hate on me, but what is tin roof ice cream? What is in it?
Girls, nuts and chocolate and like vanilla ice cream. It's just, it's like Christmas.
Sounds average.
No, it's so good. Go try it.
What's your ice cream then?
My ice cream would be...
Don't say rum and raisin.
Oh yeah,
no,
gross.
Gross.
I'll delete you from this chat.
Oh, okay, wait. I've got a good ice cream. Okay, it's two ice creams. Okay.
Yeah.
The one is malt, like MALT, malt, like
malt.
Milo.
Yes, I heard of it.
Yeah.
And then there's another one from Maro Gelato down the road, which is very bad for us, but it's like vanilla with Nutella and some hazelnut.
You see now, tin roof is kind of like that. It's got like the vanilla with that. I don't know if it's Nutella, but it's like a chocolate. But then it's got nuts and like.
Okay, I could get it. I love
me a good nut.
Yeah, don't hate it till you try it.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I take it back. I take my judgment back.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, that's the saying. Yes.
Yeah.
That was the
saying. What did you say?
I said don't hate it, and then I tried to rhyme it, but I was like, don't hate it till you try it.
Good try.
Thank you. Thank you, Mia.
My mom is my mom.
Well, I don't think in Afrikaans. So like when I want to, it's.
You clearly don't speak in it either.
I do. I just need to have more friends who speak it.
Yeah, don't blame your friends, please.
Yeah, you don't have any friends right now. We've established this.
Wow. Thanks.
Okay, I have a question for Emile.
Go.
You know, like in a normal world, you always think like if there were a zombie apocalypse, what skill do you have that is completely useless in a normal world, but in the zombie apocalypse it would be incredible, like if you could like use swords or shit like that. So what skill have you learned during lockdown that is completely useless when we go back to the real world?
I gotta think about that one.
Just don't take too long. Yeah, like a skill that's getting you through lockdown, but is going to serve you no purpose in the real world.
My frying pan.
Okay. Like your flipping skills.
Yeah. But I'd be able to hit it over the head.
Oh, yeah. Like, okay. Yeah. I like. So when we go back to the real world, you're going to be clapping people with a frying pan?
If they don't wear their masks, yes.
Okay.
Okay, you brought it back around. Okay.
I like it. It's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Good
I'll be like, why is your mask not on? Like,
doing.
Yeah, like public service announcements. Where's your mask?
Yeah.
Why aren't you wearing a mask?
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, very good.
That's nice.
Okay.
That was a hard question.
I know.
Sorry, we didn't mean to make your brain work over.
Yeah, I was thinking about Brad Pitt for a second then as well.
So random.
That's a useless skill.
Because
being able to conjure Brad Pitt.
It was the zombie movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
What zombie movie?
World War Z.
With Brad Pitt.
When he
so
had
that's
the
the
long
first thing
hair.
I thought of when you said zombie. I was like, oh, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
One tough mind here, hey?
Okay, but
okay,
I have another. Okay, are you asking?
No, you go. You go.
Okay, this is a better question. I didn't make it up on the spot. So this question goes: if in a parallel, it feels like sci-fi again. In a parallel universe, Corona never happened. It never happened. How would your life be now? Like, where would you be? What would you be doing now?
With this weather that's currently going on, as if we're still in the summer of 69, I would be on Clifton eating the best sushi, drinking all the cocktails because I have my euros, you know, with the current rand.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be living it up, and you would be there, and Becca would be
Thank
there,
you.
and I'd be like, guys, just enjoy the fruits of my labor because, you know, I was a drag
Are
queen.
you paying?
I just came back with euros, honey, of course.
That's so sweet.
But,
Thank
you know,
you.
with the extra amount that I would have made. But
Mhm.
Yeah,
So-
of course.
I
If
see.
it wasn't cancelled. Yeah,
That's what I'd be doing, and I'd really be lapping it up. Like I would be on the beach. I'd be maintaining my tan because you can see how white I am. I like fit in with my background. So there's that, you know. That's what I'd be doing because it's still. I'm like, aren't we supposed to be in winter? Like
It's beautiful, yeah.
it was a hot
Yeah.
day today.
Yeah.
It was.
So
Oh, my Lord,
literally,
we
that
tried
is
today.
where you'd find me. Or at the
That
Glen
sounds
Beach
very
Hotel,
nice.
around
Okay.
the corner from
The
Becca,
what?
yeah. The Glen Boutique Hotel.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
like my
I'll
local,
be
yeah.
there.
Mm.
Mhm.
Is
nice.
it?
Yeah.
You have a local not in the area that you live.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's mad.
Okay. So I want to ask you, like we mentioned, we touched on earlier, people are finding ways to get
Mhm.
themselves out there with live shows or, you know, hosting shows and then selling tickets on Quicket or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
Do you as an artist feel pressured by the fact that other creatives are being creative and you're kind of just taking this time to just, you know,
No, not at
figure it
all.
out?
Not
at all?
Not at all. I've like, you know, thought about it in my head and I'm like, I respect completely what it is they're doing. And if push comes to shove and I need to do it, I would too. But I just, you know, what I do and the beauty of what we do is like, it's meant for the stage, especially like, and there's just, I don't want to think of this being the new normal, like having to sit in front of a camera with a backing track and singing to a camera. That's just not, I'm a live performer. And so that's what I want to do. I want to perform for people, and it's about connecting with that audience and getting to see them go on that journey with you. That is just priceless. Like you can't put a price on that, and like you can't replace that with technology. Like, you know, if there were 600 people tuned into this, I don't even know how many people are watching right now because I only see you guys. So
just our parents, probably.
I can only connect with the two of you right now, and that's a difficult thing to grasp or to get your head around. But I do. I 100% back the people that are doing it, and I, you know, kudos to them. Like if I have to do it, I would also jump on that bandwagon. But I don't have that kind of equipment yet. I don't have the lights or
that's another
an
aspect.
amp or, you know, cordless mic. I would literally have to do it like this and be like, you know? And then you're like, it just it takes away from that element for me. So I'm just like,
I
it's
get
nice.
you.
It's
I
nice.
get you,
I'm
but
like,
at the same time, I'm like, that is where we're at, and that is what we have to work with. So if that's the next best thing, then that's the next best thing. We're just gonna have to make it work. But I totally agree with you. Obviously, theatre is always going to be our first love, and performing live is always going to be amazing. But right now, like, that's
like
what
there's been talks about like this whole they're going to bring back the drive-in, and I think that's cool because then if you can do like a one-man solo show with people in their cars, at least you can then still see there are people, and you know, they can have their lighters out or whatever, and they can still jam with you.
That's cool.
Flash
Flash
lighters out, you know. But like, it's to think that everything is now so digital. I mean, we're already going into such a digital age that to now make it literally just digital, you're like,
it was like slap bang,
yeah. But also, like, I was on Twitter the other day and I saw Katy Perry performed her new song Daisies from the comfort of her own home using technology we've never seen before. It was phenomenal, and she sounded and looked incredible. Yeah. Go do yourself a favor and go look it up. It was for the American Idol final, and she's like heavily pregnant, beautiful, and seeing her heart out, and like these visuals, like she was going through different dimensions, and like all the effects were just, I was like, okay, if this is where we're heading, like get me in contact with that person, please. Yeah.
Well, also, don't you think that? Sorry.
No, I was going to say Fiona Apple recorded an album from home, and I mean, in one of her songs, like it's from home, so the sound feels like it was recorded, live somewhere. But halfway through the song, her dogs start barking, and it's so interesting because we're in this world. You accept that, and actually, it's quite cool. You're like, yeah, stupid dogs, like ruining my art.
I think that it's okay. Yes, it's sucky that this is happening, but I'm hoping that when life does go back to normal, it adds to the normal too. So it's a whole nother aspect of performance and theatre that we can enjoy.
I've been loving all the casts that they've been bringing back together to sing like the songs of the show. I've been loving that. Like, and now they're doing the Bombshell concert. Like, I'm loving that kind of stuff.
That's very exciting.
I'm all for that. Like all of that kind of stuff, I'm here for it. Like, just give me more. And like Andrew Lloyd Webber doing all his musicals every Friday, I've been like, oh, thank you. But there is just nothing like live theatre. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's true. Because now it's almost, even though it's live theatre that we're watching it on screen, so it feels like film. It feels like theatre and film.
It's really not the same. It's really not the same.
And then you ask yourself, are we now competing with film? Because in a way, it's like, why would I sit and pay to watch someone's live, I don't know, comedy show or singing show when I can just sit down and watch a movie on Netflix?
Yeah, watch.
You know what I mean?
Mia.
It's like or watch Mamma Mia. It's interesting. It's definitely going to be difficult for performers to find their way in this new.
Yeah.
But I also do feel once this is done and people are allowed to, and it is like given the green light, people are going to look for live entertainment because they're going to want to be surrounded with people. They're going to want to be able to cheers and go, yay.
It's going to be a big party.
Yeah, it'll become it'll become an event to go to live shows again.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just side note, like I was willing to put myself out onto the dating scene again this year, and then Miss Rona was like, no. And I don't do that. I don't generally date. I'm just like, if I meet someone cool. But this year I was like, I was hell bent. I was like, I'm gonna actually and now I'm like, now I am myself out there. Like,
yeah. Do you want to say something, Vicky?
I lost you for 2 seconds.
No, I thought we froze.
No. I wanted to ask. Yeah, do you want to go?
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I kind of just wanted to backtrack. No, it's fine. I wanted to backtrack a bit. So when you were at college, I remember because you did, a lot of people do 4 years. That's kind of the thing. But you only did 3. And then you stepped, basically before you even graduated, I think you'd signed your Rocky Horror contract. And I mean, you've been working solidly since you graduated. How does that feel? Do you you haven't stopped working?
It's crazy. This is like, I think, my vacation. Seriously.
Because you literally have not stopped.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. But I'm also super thankful and grateful. Like I worked to do that. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course. Has there ever been a moment of panic for you where you didn't know when your next contract would come, or
right after Rocky, because I was still in that whole post, oh wow, that was such an experience. It also ran for so long, so I was like, still on that high, and then reality hit and was like, okay, now it's finished. and you have nothing. And I had nothing, like nothing.
Yeah.
And then Snow White happened, which I did with Becca. And then while I was in Snow White, Zingara happened. So then the ball just kept rolling again. Because like when you put yourself out there and you work towards it, like, yeah, it'll happen. You just have to stay consistent.
So now, Emile,
Consistency.
we want to get into a bit of a serious question with you.
Yeah.
Just because we feel like, we need to just touch on it. Financially, how are you doing during lockdown?
Right now, I'm okay. Like, I'm not in a panic just yet, because I've applied for the Artist Relief Fund, which I'm still waiting to hear back from. And then I've also applied for my UIF because we were paying a monthly fee during Kinky. So that should come through. The last time I saw something was like, it takes 35 days to process. So there's that. But if those two things do not come through, then like I said, I'll be out there going, I'm about to do a live concert, who wants to watch? Like, because I will rally and do what I need to do. But yeah, I must say I'm blessed with an incredible family who have every now and then I just get a text to say, hey, there's this much in your account, go buy something, or like take care of yourself. Like, they really are concerned that I'm here by myself. And if I could leave and be in Elizabeth tomorrow, I would. But there's also that sense of having to stay here on standby because you never know when the next thing could happen. And when it does, you need to be ready. So like,
of course.
Yeah, I'm just super grateful that I have the most supportive family who have been there for me through every high and low. And this too shall pass. So yeah, we're all fine, and we'll all get through it eventually.
Definitely. It's so interesting whenever I have this conversation with artists or creatives. There's always like this panic moment where you're like, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. I don't know how I'm going to afford the next month. And then somehow it always works out. Like
literally.
Always. Yeah.
Literally. There was, again, like, I'm backtracking to when you said, have I ever had that feeling of what's next? It happened again after my run with Joseph. Again, like a long contract, and then it came to this abrupt end, and I had nothing. I'd auditioned for 3 or 4 different cruise ships, which all came back, oh, yes, we'd love to have you, but, we already like fully booked. And by the grace of God, or like the higher power, whatever you believe in, I got my contract for Mein Schiff, the German one, in June. And I had to then work and hustle to get myself money to pay for my accommodation in Berlin, to survive for at least the 2 first weeks of rehearsal. And it all just fell in place. Because I came back from Joseph after the New Zealand tour with basically nothing. And it literally just all piled up, and it happened. And I always go back to that moment when I'm in a bit of a funk. Oh, this sash. So I'm like, there have been moments where I've hit rock bottom, or I think I've hit rock bottom, and then it just skyrockets again. And I think that's the thing that I really do love about this industry is that, you can only really be in it if you are willing to go through the highs and lows, because it's not always going to be up here. It's going to be like this the entire time. Like last year, Kinky was a godsend. Like, everyone said to me, oh, you're going to go perform on the cruise ships. Good luck trying to come back and work on land again. And I was like,
that's interesting.
Thanks, but I will. And I did. And now it's just one fluted cup. And I'm like, guys, it's so rewarding to see a show be given that recognition. And it was a high completely the whole time. And then 2nd of Feb, bam, again, which I had nothing afterwards. And then this wonderful opportunity came through Germany, and then Corona. So it's if you want to be in this industry, just be able to put up with the highs and lows, because it's never ending.
I think that's with most things. I mean, if you love it enough, you will put up with
literally. And I am willing to wait this out. Like, let's go. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And this platform helps. Like the fact that we can talk about it openly and be honest is fantastic. So thank you guys.
Cool.
Stop complimenting
Oh
us.
my god, I couldn't help
God,
it.
you are so annoying.
What a suck up.
Yeah, totally. It's like he's trying to get booked for another show or something.
Yeah, actually, if we ever doing a show, we'll give you a call, Emile.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
totally.
I'll be like
Totally.
Chanel West Coast. I'll just laugh all the time.
So, Amelie, have you watched or read anything that you're really loving during lockdown? What can you recommend?
The autobiography of Britney Spears.
Of course.
Yep.
How did I know? How did I know? When I asked that question, I already knew.
Go educate yourself.
Go
Yeah,
educate yourself. Oh my gosh.
I'm not a big reader, unfortunately, but like that
Okay,
is
what have you
something
been
I would read.
watching?
But I'm currently
That is
watching.
something you would read, so it's not something you have read.
No, I did.
you not
I've
read?
read it.
Okay.
I've read it.
Okay.
I read it, finished, but I'm not going to reread it.
Okay.
I already know everything there is. Like, you can give me a spot
Alright.
question. Let's go. I know
Okay.
everything.
Wow. We should have actually had a Britney segment where
Yeah,
we
we should
asked
have.
you, oh man.
You have 15 minutes. So.
I'm gonna
Quickly
Google.
Google.
Yeah.
No, what have you been watching that has been keeping you happy, making you happy?
The Forensic Files on Netflix.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
are
really
you for real?
intrigued. Yeah.
Okay.
That, and I've just finished the world's toughest prison cells or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
really intriguing. That, and then of course like the lighter-hearted stuff of like Modern Family. I'm so happy Modern Family, and I've been addicted to Survivor. I'm currently watching season 39 and 40,
Sure.
and of course RuPaul's
Wow.
Drag Race.
Yes.
So like I'm watching everything.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're watching like a whole spectrum of things. Do
Yeah.
you wake up and decide today is a Survivor day, or do you like just I don't know?
No, they
watch-
planned. Because Survivor is every Wednesday evening. So tomorrow morning I'll watch Survivor after my cup of coffee. I always have a cup of coffee. So tomorrow's Survivor day. Today was laundry day.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do you try and keep a bit of a routine.
Oh yeah, you have to. Otherwise you go insane.
Like I usually only brush my teeth once a day, but today I brushed it twice.
That's good.
Wow.
I brushed it before this interview.
Okay.
Amazing. So you did it for us.
That's
Yes.
sweet. That's lovely.
So you can tell your dentist that we were the reason your teeth are keeping so well in
I
lockdown.
don't have a
Keeping so
dentist.
Keeping so well.
Mm-mm.
What are you?
I have to
feeling
go
the
to a
furries of your
dentist.
teeth?
Am I what?
It looked like you were feeling the furries of your teeth.
I was feeling my teeth because I remembered that I was supposed to get my wisdom teeth out before lockdown.
Oh.
But then my father's a bit paranoid, so he was like, don't go to a hospital or anywhere where there are doctors and medicine, because that's where the corona's going to be. He didn't say it like that, but it was implied.
Yeah.
So I have wisdom teeth.
No, I'd be so afraid to
Crushing
go
me.
to a hospital now, because I'm like, that's where most of them are.
Yeah. So I have got wisdom teeth that give me chronic
Oh, me
jaw
too.
tension.
I got both of them, all four.
Yeah, shit.
Tops and bottoms.
So okay, moving swiftly along. Let's just we had a question from someone on Instagram who, and maybe this would kind of encourage or maybe get your brain going a little bit with a potential show that you could do online. Someone wants to know, well, Tara wants to know, when is Dressing Room Divas coming back?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Tara.
I actually agree with her. I feel like she's actually given you a very good idea right now.
Yes, look, they're still there, but like, the original Dressing Room Divas were all like in different places right now. Like Solani's in Johannesburg, I'm here. Tarquin's overseas. But yeah, it could still
You could do
happen.
something, dude.
It could still happen. And I have to give a shout out to Tara, because Tara is always supporting every single thing all of us do.
Oh, yeah.
Tara is literally the best person in the world.
Literally.
Tara's name is attached to that, so I just want to give a shout out to her and say thank you for all the support that she does. Because
you have to give her a cut.
I can take a feather out of that.
Thank
Tara,
you, Tara,
your royalties are on their way.
Yeah.
Thank you, girl. We need to be just as supportive as you are.
Okay, here's a little fun question. It's actually someone went to the trouble of Googling some Britney Spears trivia for you.
Damn,
and they want to know they want to know what date was Britney born?
The 2nd of December 1981 in Kentwood, Louisiana.
Hectic.
That is correct.
Wonderful.
She's a Sagittarius.
Is that the only question?
Lots of questions. I'm just trying to sift through whether we should ask them.
Questions are good.
Okay. Spears' first studio album, Baby One More Time, became a what?
Became a what?
What do you mean? Became a what?
I think
Became
we're
a
looking
pop
for like
culture phenomenon.
a precious metal in this category.
Pop culture phenomenon.
Not a precious
went diamond.
A diamond.
Okay, yeah.
It became a diamond.
Success, becoming the best-selling album by a teenage solo artist.
Yes.
I think Damien was trying to trick you with that question. I'm not happy with that.
Yeah, clearly.
Like he's obviously.
Because it's like became a what?
Down.
Became a what? Like today, just Baby One More Time, her single, was named the most iconic or best debut song for any performer in the world.
Wow.
Number one.
Really? Didn't you go and watch Britney?
Yes, I did back in 2018 in August. I flew all the way from
your life goal achieved.
Yo, I didn't have a voice after that day.
Really?
Did you cry?
I cried. I screamed. It's all on I've got a highlight on Instagram. It's just like, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
You have to just go all the way. It's probably at the back. But it's literally, it's all there. And I screamed. I cried. I was by myself. I was living my best life.
Oh, that makes me so happy for you.
Thank you. She was amazing. She was absolutely amazing. I could watch her sit and chew gum and I'd be happy. Like, she's just,
Oh.
Did
you like that video that Kyra and Caitlin made for you?
I was obsessed.
Like that.
How amazing was that?
Cool.
They went for it completely. They went hardcore and I was living for every moment of it.
Amazing.
I was so surprised.
And I encourage more people to do that kind of stuff. But also, we need to stop taking ourselves so seriously. Like, get out there and be silly. Like, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to be silly. Like, don't take yourself so seriously all the time. Like, go out there, dance in your underwear, and have a jam.
Are you encouraging people to do pornography?
No. I'm just saying, like,
but also
fun.
You can if you want to. That's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, now's the time, actually.
It's an even playing field for everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. So funny.
Right. Kimby, do you have any other questions for our wonderful guest before we...
Yes. I want to know. This is a Britney Spears trivia question.
Okay.
What color is Britney Spears's hair?
It's brown. Naturally.
Okay.
But
I thought
blonde.
that was an obvious answer. I thought it was blonde. I just
she's
thought I was
blonde,
going to ask a stupid question.
She's a natural brunette.
Why are you so obsessed?
Can I just disclaimer, because now's the time to actually get it out there.
Okay.
When I was growing up, and funny enough, they are actually here, and I'll be putting them on Instagram maybe for a Throwback Thursday, one of these days.
Okay.
But I So I was born in PE, and then my mom and my sister moved to Grahamstown. Well, my mom and I moved to Grahamstown, and then that's when my sister all happened. And
Where your sister was made.
yes, where she was conceived. And while I was growing up in Grahamstown, there wasn't much to do. So I would literally go to the store with my pocket money, get all the cool magazines from America that were imported, like the OK magazine, the People at the time. Like I would cut out Britney pictures and post them in my own scrapbook that I created. And I have 11 of those scrapbooks.
Okay.
11.
Wow.
11. And I would write in there, I made my own headlines. Like I created my own, basically Britney magazine.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, if you found out that someone in a tiny little dorpy had 11 scrapbooks with your picture in it, how would you react?
Phoning the police.
Yeah.
I know how it looks because I'm a bit older now, but I'm saying this is when I was younger. So for a little boy at that
It's
age,
very
like,
cute.
I was 11, 12. Like, do me a favor and, coming to terms with my sexuality.
12's a bit old for that kind of behavior.
There was nothing to do in Grahamstown, y'all.
It's so good.
Sure, that is a very interesting fun fact. I'm going to keep
There
it
are
in
people
the
who have
vault
rooms
next to
and
your
like shrines.
checklist.
I don't have that. Like my room is not covered in her posters. Like I did have one big Britney picture, but like there are people that have like rooms covered. Like I think I'm a fan, and then I see what other people are like, and I'm like, oh,
Right. Okay.
yeah.
It's
You're not
very
like a
interesting.
super fan.
No, like I'm not.
Okay.
I aspire and I admire. Like I would.
That's
That is the kind
nice.
of iconism that I would love to, live up to one day as well. But so yeah.
Do you have a Britney tattoo?
I do.
Do you? I
I
didn't know
do. Yes, but I didn't want it to be an obvious Britney tattoo. I didn't want to be like, my loneliness is killing me. Like I'm not stupid. So there was this thing. I think she had part of hers partially removed because she was also going through phases. We all know that. So no jokes
The
about
sound
her
is
mental
going
health.
so weird.
Oh
But,
no, on your side.
What is going on?
It's
Just
you guys
Emile,
can hear
for
you
me.
clearly.
Your internet connection is unstable. Do they mean mine?
Yeah,
I can hear you
yours.
clearly.
Okay, well you have to repeat that Britney thing again because my internet just went like.
No, I can hear you clearly. So like I wasn't going to get anything that was obvious, but she had a tattoo on her neck. I think it's partially removed now because she was also going through phases at the time. So no mental health jokes.
We know.
But yeah, and you can see it maybe do you see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that
That's
stands for
nice.
strength. It stands for strength in Hebrew. And she got that right after her episode. And yeah, I wanted something because everything that I have, I've got 7, and every tattoo symbolizes something and has a meaning behind it. So I wanted something to connect her with me, but then also something that stood for myself. And I'd gone through something, and that was my strength of coming out of that. So yeah, it just beautifully all came together. So that's what I have.
That's lovely.
That's
And
lovely,
it's so cool for this. Like we are going to come out of lockdown and be stronger. Can't believe I'm making a Britney Spears reference, but yes, we'll come out of
She's
this.
infected.
We'll come out of this stronger and hopefully united.
Stronger than
I
yesterday.
must say that I hope that this little community that we've created online is going to stick together after lockdown and still continue to be as supportive as they are now. So on that note, Emile, where can people find you?
You can find me
in
on
his room.
Instagram, at my house.
What is your Instagram handle so people can come and find you and support you
Just
and follow you?
At Emile Doubel.
Yay!
And same on Twitter, same all over.
Divine. Thank you
Yes.
so much for being our second guest on
Thank you.
So
It's
When
been
Are
an
You Going to
absolute
Get a Real
pleasure.
Job? It's been
Oh,
so
in my
lovely.
next life. Thank you, God. This was
We
absolutely
hope
fun.
everyone enjoyed. Yeah, see you next week.
Yeah. Love you, Emile.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye. Okay, end. Okay, I've ended the stream.
On live.